day two after election. Well, all I know is that vice president, or that's going to be Trump's vice president, um, what's his, whatever state he was in, what's his name, Panic. I just can't stand to look at the man. Neither one of them is the type of people I like to look at. That one with the bleach white hair, he looks like he looks like a real pervert in a sense. But I know that he's just racist, which it's different. But and the only reason why I say he's a racist is because the state that he was in, he decided he wasn't gonna pass out needles so the heroin addicts could, not be passing AIDS and hepatitis around. And they had a big increase, uh, I think like 50% increase of the combination of these diseases, HIV and hepatitis, and other stuff you get from not being able to have clean needles. And he's also is anti-abortion, and they want to get rid of our Obamacare. So I could see, and like getting rid of abortions is not going to stop like men like Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like the president elect is. He says he's because he has money he could grab woman pussy. We had comedians like Bill Cosby that didn't care if the woman was unconscious. Probably Bill Cosby unwittingly probably had sex with a dead woman. She's probably one of those women they found in the East River or in the Bronx up in the trash dumpsters. Who knows? Or Staten Island. But if they get rid of the healthcare, like here in this neighborhood, just on this one street here, um, I believe there's, well, that lady died, so wait a minute. They'd be dying before they get a kidney replacement. But one, she's like, it's my mom's cousin, so that's my cousin, so she's on dialysis. So that's one, two, three, four people because the fifth died on dialysis. And then cancer. We got the lady across the street, bless her soul. She has brain cancer. And the other lady up the street, she had breast cancer, and the cancer moved. It's spread. So, um, and um, and let me see what else. Oh, and then like the birth defects that they have from the crack babies. They have a sort of a behavior in communication problem that you could see you could see it in their 20 years, because like they're like in their some of them in their 20s, some of them in their 30s. The parents have been doing crack since they like, well, at least like some of these, like, well, since the 80s, I would say some of them started 79, 78, I would say, since the 80s, and they had kids. And um, because they cried so much, the parents hit them a lot. So you have kids that once they become teenager, uh, their parents call discipline like beating on them. They call that discipline. That's how they discipline. It's not teaching the child correct behavior or how to be solve a problem. You verbally, like your words can be very hurtful to them. Because I noticed, like, with the lady across the street that has five kids and she's beating on them every 21 minutes. I timed it today. It just happened to be every 21 minutes, every 21 to every 27 minutes. She's hitting or yelling at them for something. Mostly because she's totally ignoring them on her texting. But anyway, so what I see in these kids when they get in their 20s and their 30s, well, before that, what I see what happens to them when they become teenager is that all at once the parent can't handle them. I hear this shit all the time. Oh, he can't handle them. I know this one lady, she was gonna call the cops on her kid for hitting him. I'm like, why? You've been beating him since the day he flopped out of your vagina, for stuff that, I wouldn't even hit a kid because it's normal for them to, so you got them behaving the way you want to, because now he uses his hands to show his disapproval. He uses his hands when he gets stressed or aggravated or everything gets on the goddamn nerves. I swear. I don't even know how they can live with themselves if everything aggravates you. How can they even be like by themselves? What are you gonna do when like you hear the train noise? But anyway, so they're gonna get rid of the health care, and and then like uh because of we don't breastfeed, a lot of prenatal stuff we don't, after we don't like, and like I hear a lot of this one woman, oh my breast dried up, and I had to get a pill. And I remember I was telling, she was like, you don't think I knew? But like I knew she was too late, but I was thinking that's all you had to do. It's just like, it's very simple. It's just like that one lady with the 5 kids. They got a little puppy. They haven't housebroke the puppy. They beating on the puppy. They throwing the puppy out. I've never had a dog that I can't. It does. It takes like 15 minutes. By accident, I knew this lady. She used to make her kids sit on the toilet and like, okay, now it's time for you to go to the bathroom. This kid used to piss and shit his diaper all the fucking time. And I remember like for about like they ran something somewhere and they left the kid with me, and she came back. The kid was he walked to the bathroom and went on the pot. He said he wanted to go like a big boy. It's like sort of like told him that's what big people do, and he wanted to do like a big kid. He don't want to be forced when he didn't have to go and just sit there. You know, you gotta be smart. Give him something that'll make him go. Some warm milk. They'll have to go poop within 20 minutes, and then they'll a little drowsy. But anyway, that's just me. Give them a nice turkey sandwich, nice warm stuff, warm milk. These kids, they'll shit and go to sleep. They'll even pee before they go to sleep. Never mind. Just wait 20, 30 minutes, though. You'll see them crunched up. Anyway, they let you know if you're verbal with them at the very beginning, they will emulate, like, what I'm saying. If you don't talk to them and you just whack them when they have to pee, they'll whack you and look at you like, why you didn't know? I got to, they won't use language, they'll hit. So anyway, they're gonna get rid of Obamacare, abortion. All right, and let me tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna fuck with the black people. They're gonna fuck with the Hispanics. They're gonna fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And what's gonna happen is people are gonna say, "Hey, look, you might think because you're white that you guys invaded America, right? You might want to say, oh, you brought all the blacks from Africa or whatever, but we got a perfectly good continent in South America that looks a lot like the continent Africa, and we got a perfectly good North America that looks a little bit like the continent of Europe, at least in latitude, in the way the weather patterns are situated, right? And the way the equator is and all this, and how the equator makes melon. So if anybody doesn't belong over here, if anybody's an immigrant, if anybody came here illegal, it was white Europeans. Nobody asked you to come over here with your war and your raping. It reminds me of a story that John Newton that that was working for the church in London, and it would end up being a captain or a pirate, but a captain because he worked for the British, and he was bringing slaves back, and then the end of his retirement life, he's taking music that he's stolen from the slaves, actually from the medical doctors and Shermans, and using them and calling that, like writing all that down. Like, and the very famous one that you find everybody knows is Amazing Grace. You know, um, and that song has been taken over by everybody and sang at funerals basically all over the world. And because the music has healing power, the music it evokes different type of emotion through the type of instrument that you use, the type of beat that you use. You can see that's why they use a lot of music like in movies, like in scary movies they use a more type of you know uh scary type of sounds to it. Happy music. I'm sure I could find 1,000 examples. But what's going to happen is that white America that invaded here are going to find out that he's not going to bring any jobs back. He's going to bankrupt our country, and the vice president with his a type of hateful racist. They're not solutions to the actual problems. They punish and victimize victims, and you're going to have your white America with your NRA people with their guns are the ones they're going to be attacking while they're taking their fucking militarized police right down the ghetto. Let me tell you something. The black folks was here before white folks came here, and we ain't going to fucking place. So you could destroy and destroy our constitution. You could destroy the infrastructure of the United States. The roads are tore up. The trains are tore up. You know what I'm saying? Because big business want us all on airplanes, right? So they neglect the base and the foundation. They're gonna be fracking. We're not gonna have any water. So they're gonna and like let me tell you something. I guess they think they're gonna go somewhere in this world and find some clean water when this water gets recycled. These oceans are connected. These rivers run into oceans. These rivers feed lakes. But anyway, we'll find out. You know, and I say let the white folks start shooting. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a bunch of motherfucker white folks the jobs ain't coming from back from China. They're not coming back from Indonesia. We fucked.